Okay, so like everyone loves to enjoy a good drink, right? Like a glass of wine at dinner or going out for cocktails with some friends or even just a beer or two after a long day at work.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely one of those, like, social things that, like, brings people together.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like built into our culture. But there's this thing that we really need to talk about more, and it's something that even the Surgeon General himself is really concerned about.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm listening. What's that?
It's the connection between alcohol and cancer. Like, have you ever, like, really stopped to think about that?
Honestly, um, not as much as I probably should have.
Yeah, I think that's true for a lot of us. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. So to really get into why this is so important, I want to tell you about Jessica.
Okay.
Jessica's like a lot of us. She enjoyed a drink or two socially. Nothing crazy, just a few glasses of wine during the week.
Hmm.
She was young, had a great career, was super active, loved hanging out with her friends. But then she got diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah, it was a huge shock. And what's even crazier is that when she was talking to her oncologist, he asked her about how much she drank. And she had no idea that even just moderate drinking could increase her risk of cancer.
It's like you just never really think about it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And sadly, Jessica's story is way more common than you might think.
I bet. So can we talk a bit more about, like, the science behind this whole Surgeon General warning? Like, what's the deal there?
Yeah, for sure. So the Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, has made it really clear that alcohol is a carcinogen.
Okay, and that means
That means it's directly linked to causing cancer. We're talking about serious stuff like
yeah.
breast cancer, liver cancer, colon cancer, even oral cancers.
Wow.
And the thing is, there's no magic number. There's no like safe amount of alcohol you can drink.
Yeah.
Even having just one drink a day for women or two for men still increases your risk.
Seriously, so like every little bit counts?
It really does. It's
Yeah.
kind of scary when you think about it. Like something so normal can actually be dangerous.
Definitely. So, like, how does that even work? What's the science behind it?
So basically, when you drink alcohol, your body breaks it down into this substance called acetaldehyde.
Acetaldehyde.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty toxic compound. And it can actually damage your DNA and mess with your body's ability to repair that damage.
Oh, that's not good.
Not at all. And over time, all that damage can build up and potentially lead to cancer.
So it's not just some random connection. There's like a real biological reason why this happens.
Yep. And that's why I think it's so important we're talking about this. Like, why isn't this more common knowledge?
Right. Like you'd think this would be something everyone knows.
Well, I think there are a few reasons why it's kind of flown under the radar.
Like what?
Well, first off, we have these like really ingrained social norms around drinking. It's just so accepted and encouraged everywhere.
Mhm.
And there's a whole alcohol industry with their constant marketing and advertising.
Mhm.
It's hard to escape it. And I think sometimes there's just a lack of clear communication from like health officials and stuff.
So it's like a whole bunch of factors all coming together.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
But the good thing is that like knowing this information can help us make better choices for ourselves.
for sure. And that's where I think hearing stories like Michael's can be so powerful.
Oh, totally.
Tell me about him. Okay, so Michael is like a super busy executive, always on the go. He read some report about the whole alcohol cancer link, and it was like a total wake-up call for him.
So what did you do?
He didn't completely quit drinking cold turkey or anything, but he did make a conscious effort to cut back. And he also started talking about it more openly with his friends and colleagues.
That's amazing.
Right. And what I love about Michael's approach is that it's not about judging people or forcing them to be totally sober. It's about just raising awareness and having open conversations and letting people make their own informed choices about their health.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
all about encouraging that personal reflection and action. So listeners, I have a challenge for you all this week.
Oh, a challenge. I like it.
I want you to think about your own relationship with alcohol. Like really think about it. How much are you drinking? Have you considered the risks? And maybe even more importantly, would you be willing to have an open, honest conversation about this with someone you care about, like Michael did?
It's definitely not always the easiest conversation to have, but I think it's so important. Sharing our experiences and knowledge can be such a powerful thing. It can help break down the stigma around these topics and encourage people to really think critically about their own choices.
Absolutely. And you never know. You might even inspire someone to make a positive change that could literally save their life. And on that note, here's a little cliffhanger for you all.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
We'll be back next week to explore another hidden truth about something we all use every single day. It seems totally harmless, but there's more to the story than meets the eye. Any guesses?
I'm already intrigued.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to tune in next week for another deep dive into the truth behind everyday things.
I can't wait.
See you then.